My name is Quentin Riser. Today, in this brief tutorial, we're going to focus on accessing census data. Specifically, we'll cover how you can discover data products using the search bar function, as well as filters using the advanced search option. I'll highlight some of the primary differences between 1-year and 5-year estimates and recommendations on when to use each. I'll also demonstrate how data users can access community profiles, examine data trends, and replicate their searches from year to year. So it's important to remember that data are period-pooled estimates. They are not drawn at one point in time. The estimates basically describe the characteristic of an area over a specific period of time. 1-year estimates are collected over 12 months, and 5-year estimates are collected over 60 months. Data from these periods are pooled and weighted. These estimates are based on a sample, so these data are often published with margins of error, or MOEs. And MOEs are based on a 90% confidence level, and they give data users an idea of how reliable or precise the estimates are. Bigger MOEs, relative to the size of an estimate, suggest less reliable estimates. This is an important consideration when deciding which estimates to use. For data users interested in acquiring thorough ACS data for geographic areas with fewer than 65,000 residents, ACS 5-year estimates are the sole option. For data users interested in geographic areas with 65,000 or more residents, they can select either 1-year or 5-year data series estimates, but they are important trade-offs. 1-year estimates reflect the most current data for a given area, but they have larger margins of error, or they're less reliable because they're based on smaller samples. In contrast, 5-year estimates for an area have larger samples and smaller margins of error, so they have a greater level of reliability. But they're not as up-to-date because the larger samples include data collected during earlier years. Generally, I would recommend using multi-year estimates for smaller geographic areas and small population groups. Using 1-year estimates for geographic areas with rapidly changing characteristics. And also, finally, one important note is that we should only be comparing the same period type of estimates when comparing different regions. To begin, navigate to Google or your favorite search engine and type in census data. Once you search for it, you're looking for data.census.gov. So we can go here, we can explore census data. And now here we are at data.census.gov. So for this first example, we'll be using Johnson County, Iowa. And we'll just type this into the search bar. And you can see the search returns tables, maps, this explore data option, and then off to the right, in this panel, we can see Johnson County, Iowa profile. We can select explore data, and right now we're accessing what we call the community profile. And in the community profile, you have access to a series of estimates that have been pulled together. You have estimates from domains such as people and population, race, ethnicity, families and living arrangements, health, education, business and economy, employment, housing, and income and poverty. For the sake of today's example, we'll be looking at health. So once we've navigated to the health domain tab, we can see that 5.6% of folks in Johnson County, Iowa were without health insurance coverage. We can also see that that's lower than the national proportion, which was 8.8%. If we're interested in the table from which these estimates are derived, we can click here and take a look at that table. Once we've navigated to the table of interest, we can scroll down to find the variable of interest, and we see here the feature in which we are interested, which is health insurance coverage. Now, if we take a closer look at health insurance coverage, we can see the percentage and count of folks with health insurance, both with private health insurance and public health insurance coverage. We can also see the proportion and count of folks with no health insurance coverage in that particular county. If we go up and say we're interested in trends over time, we can access prior year's estimates for 5 and 1-year estimates. We can look at 2018, we can look at 2017, we can look at 2016. So let's go ahead and click back to 2018, for example. Once again, we scroll down to the variable of interest, health insurance coverage. We can look at those with health insurance, a little over 137,000. Then we can see those with private health insurance, public health insurance, and no health insurance coverage. Now, I've navigated back to the data.census.gov landing page to demonstrate how one may access the same data profile we just accessed using filter options. So first, I click Advanced Search, and then I'm going to go over to this left panel and I'm going to identify a geography of interest. I'll go to County. I'll scroll down to select Iowa. Once I've selected Iowa, I'll go and find Johnson County, Iowa. Once I've selected Johnson County, Iowa, I'll return to Topics. I'll look at Health. I'll select Health. Once I've selected Health, I'll navigate to Surveys. I'll scroll down, and I'll find ACS 5-year estimates data profiles. I'll select that, and then I'll execute the search. Once I've executed the search, I can see here selected economic characteristics, table DP03. I'll select that table, and we have the 2019 ACS 5-year estimates data profiles. I'll scroll down once again and examine our feature of interest, which is health insurance coverage here, and we can again see those with health insurance and those without. So one final bit on this is how one can replicate their search from year to year. And that's as simple as taking the URL, copying it, and paste it. Then you can look here and simply update this year with a future year, such as 2020. Or if you're interested in prior years, you can insert 2018, 2017, insert this URL in your browser, and it will take you to your table of interest.